So you won the tag team titles in the WWF at the time. What's that mean to you? Because heading into obviously this company is a big deal.
What did it mean to us?
Yeah.
Everything.
I mean, people say to me, like, career-wise, like, what's the greatest? That pay-per-view and WrestleMania 13 are two of the greatest when it comes to it. I mean, you're at the top, you're at the pinnacle. I mean, everyone wants to be in WWF, and if you're a champion in WWF, you've made it, you've done it. I mean, it just was. I don't even know. I can't even really. It's hard to kind of put into words.
It's extremely hard to put into words. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's tough. But the great story behind that, again, is Cornette. We owe a lot to Cornette. Cornette came up with the gimmick, the idea. He's actually the one that presented us to Vince, so he got us, basically our part-time contract. And then the day of the pay-per-view in Louisville, he called us. He goes, "Boys, come with me." He takes us all the way downstairs into the parking garage, like a very, very dark back corner of the parking garage.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to kill you.
And we're like, "Jimmy, whatever we did, like,
we're sorry."
And he pulled us down, and he goes, "I just want to tell you guys," because we were a last-second fill-in, because that's when Stone Cold hurt his neck. So him and Dude Love were tag champs, so they weren't able to be in the match. So he looked at us, and he goes, "You guys are winning the belts tonight." And we were like, cool. We're like this, and he goes, no. He goes, "I brought you down here so we could all jump around together like little boys, like you want to do." So then we all started jumping around together and screaming.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was great.
Because you got to think, like you said, like little boys, little girls' dreams have become champions, and here you are the tag team champions held by the Hart Foundation, held by so many great tag teams before, and now here you are, and you, like you said, you're a replacement for another team that's not supposed to be here. So your win being part of the situation of going, okay, let's give them the championships and see what happens next. That's got to be a great feeling in general, because Jim Cornette is someone who you either love or hate. And I love him because of all the contributions he's given to the wrestling world. And yet he's bringing you in. He's sharing this moment with you. He wants you to jump with them. He wants you to jump around and feel this moment. And again, how does that feel? Because Jim Cornette, he is someone that is respected in the wrestling business, and he's bringing you down to his corner to kill you.
It's funny with Cornette and everybody's opinion and stuff like that. If you don't want to know an honest answer, do not ask Jim Cornette the question. That's just how it is. Jimmy is so blatantly honest about his perception on what he's seeing and stuff like that. I mean, you can't. The guy is just, everything in this business. He's incredibly intelligent about. You can't say enough about him. Is he controversial? But keeps him relevant.
That's right. He's got the #1 podcast in the wrestling world. So
how about that?
Doing something right.
We're Cornette guys.
It's kind of like the old Howard Stern when he was like, "Listen, people don't like him, people like him, but either way, everyone's listening because they want to see what he has to say next."
Say next.
Same thing. Yep. And Jimmy's brutally honest. He's brutally honest, but he's super creative, and he's got such a mind for this business. It's
unbelievable.
We've learned so much from him. Smoky Mountain days, like one of our first week coming in. We went back to do TV again, and he walked in with VHS tape, and he hands it to us. He goes, "Go home and watch this. Take what you see on this tape and incorporate it into you. I see a lot of you guys what's in this tape, but just take moves and get creative with it and make up your own stuff." It was all Midnight Express and Rock and Roll Express. It was all of them. That's what it all was. And that's how we came up with a lot of the stuff that we do now was through that tape. And then he gave us the chance in Smoky Mountain, to perfect a lot of that stuff.
Wow! Again, Jim Cornette, what a good guy. Now, are you still in contact with Jim Cornette at all?
Here and there.
Yeah.
Again,
we'll see him at like different conventions or a tweet will go out there or something like that. I think he just celebrated his birthday not that long ago. Facebooked him and stuff like that and everything. We know his wife Stacy as well, really well because they were together back in the old days, I guess you want to call it. So yeah.
That's good to hear. Good to hear. Because again, I can't say enough good things about it, the things he's done for the wrestling world. And again, we brought it up. You love him or you hate him. It's up to you. It's not
Love
up
or
to
hate
me
him.
to tell you how to like him or hate him. But WrestleMania, you brought WrestleMania 13 as well. Heading into WrestleMania, this is something I think, again, WrestleMania is like the Super Bowl of wrestling. There you are. You're involved. What's your day like? Are you doing media all week? Are you preparing? What is the situation heading into this event?
It was crazy because
crazy.
we had no idea what to expect. We had no idea. It was so funny because I still remember walking into the hotel, and it was just flooded with people. And we're just like, we're two kids from New Jersey that just didn't know.
They had a car, because usually when you get to you get into a town, you get your rental car, and you go wherever you have to go. They had a car picking us up at the airport, and we're like, why is there a car? So then we pull up to the hotel, and there's all this security, and we're like,
Crazy.
what is going on? Like, we have no idea. We walk into the hotel lobby. You could not move. There were people just all over.
Everywhere.
And so the security's like moving the people away so we can get to the front desk. We get to the front desk. Now, mind you, we started in November of 16. So this is what, March of 17. So there's not that much time that's passed. All of a sudden, we start hearing a Headbanger chant. And we turn around, we're like, are they talking to us? Like, is there something else? Are they saying something? Like, we were totally, and then as we were going through the lobby, they just kept chanting our names and yelling our name. We were like, what is going on? At that moment, we were like, holy shit, you got to be kidding me. So we went upstairs to our rooms, and then we're like, we got to go downstairs and see if this is real. So then we go back downstairs, we go into the bar, and next thing you know, people are buying us shots, they're buying us drinks. It's all this. It turned into just a big party with all the fans. And then they had so many different events going on. They had the Slammies. So that was our first experience at the Slammies. And, Undertaker won like 8 awards. And every time he won an award, the lights would go out. We would pick up the dinner rolls and start throwing them across the room at everyone in the dark. And then we would just sit back down like it was no big deal. So we started this thing and then we did the fashion show where all the fans were there and we're interacting with the fans. And we realized quickly that interaction with them made us, I don't want to say bigger stars, but it made us connect with them even more. Like, we were able to, that's when we started hearing about the gimmick, what we were doing, what we were wearing, what it meant to them. And, we were able to make that connection with them a little bit better. But I mean, just that whole thing of being at WrestleMania and being in WrestleMania was just like, I still remember growing up and watching, WrestleMania 1, 2, and 3, going to the Garden State racetrack and watching on closed circuit TV, yelling at just a big giant screen, not even yelling at them, just yelling at a screen with all these other people around. So it was a very surreal, holy shit moment.
I'm so happy you said that about WrestleMania 1, 2, and 3 because you always hear stories about people going to watch it on closed circuit television, but you never find someone who they was there. I'm like, well, okay, well, who is there proof? I need someone to tell me what it was like because I imagine, like you said, you're inside of a theater or a movie theater or whatever, and you're just sitting there watching it. Are people bringing signs? Are people yelling? Give me more.
There were no signs. Signs weren't a big thing back then. But no, I mean, my friends and I went and we screamed and yelled as if I was live at the Spectrum yelling at them at ringside. That's just what we did. We cheered, we booed, we did all that. Some people sat there looking at us like we were morons, but I'm like, listen, this is a wrestling show. Like, this is what we're going to do. If you don't like it, you get out.